Volcano mountains don't just appear overnight. They are the products of immense forces, sculpted by the restless Earth over eons. These towering behemoths are symbols of nature's raw power, but their creation is far more complex and intricate than it might seem at first glance. To understand how a volcano mountain is formed, you have to dive deep into the dynamic processes at work beneath the Earth's crust, where molten rock, pressure, and time all play essential roles in an ever-changing landscape. The formation of a volcano mountain begins far beneath our feet, in the Earth's mantle. The mantle isn't a static layer, it's in a constant state of slow motion, driven by heat from the Earth's core. This heat causes the mantle's solid rock to slowly flow, and in certain regions, the movement of tectonic plates creates weaknesses or fractures in the Earth's crust. As these plates either collide, pull apart, or slide past one another, they create spaces where magma, which is molten rock from the mantle, can push its way up. At this point, we enter the most dramatic part of the story: magma rises. It's hot, buoyant, and under immense pressure, but it doesn't simply flow like a river to the surface. Instead, it forces its way through cracks and faults, seeking the path of least resistance. Sometimes this process happens quietly, and sometimes the magma builds up so much pressure that it forces its way out explosively, sending ash, lava, and gases into the sky. It's during these eruptions that the classic shape of a volcano begins to form. Each eruption adds layers to the volcano. As the magma reaches the surface and cools, it solidifies into rock. Over time, repeated eruptions cause these layers to pile on top of one another. The mountain slowly takes shape, growing taller with each new eruption, and depending on the nature of the lava, it can take on different forms. For example, lava that flows easily might create a broad, gently sloping shield volcano, while thicker, more viscous lava results in steep, towering stratovolcanoes. But the formation of a volcano mountain isn't always a violent process. In some cases, magma never reaches the surface at all. It cools and hardens underground, creating domes or causing the crust above to bulge, sometimes forming large volcanic mountains without the classic fiery eruptions we associate with them. These volcanoes are just as much a part of the Earth's dynamic systems, though they may be quieter and more subtle in their formation. Now, volcanoes don't exist in isolation. Their growth and behavior are often tied to the region's overall tectonic activity. Volcanoes frequently appear along the edges of tectonic plates in places like the Pacific Ring of Fire, where the Earth's crust is being pulled apart, pushed together, or dragged under itself in a process known as subduction. As one plate sinks beneath another, it melts due to the extreme heat and pressure, creating more magma and feeding more eruptions. This constant interaction between the Earth's plates and the molten rock beneath them is what makes volcanic mountains so common along certain fault lines and so rare in other places. While we often think of volcanoes as destructive forces, tearing apart the landscape and raining down fire and ash, they are also creators. The rock they spew out eventually breaks down and enriches the soil, making volcanic regions some of the most fertile places on Earth. Over millennia, the forces that build volcano mountains create ecosystems that thrive on the land that was once molten rock. In the grand scheme of things, volcanic mountains are a reminder of Earth's inner workings, a complex interplay of heat, pressure, and time, all hidden from view, but ever present beneath the surface. These mountains are not just landmarks or natural wonders, they are the visible expressions of the planet's constant evolution. Each eruption, each layer of rock, and each new mountain that forms is a testament to the Earth's restless energy, forever shaping the world we live in.